So, this was completely unprompted. Sometimes I find the best thoughts come when you're doing work, when you're drawing, you're painting something. At least I know for me that as I'm working, it's almost a kind of form of meditation or inner journey. And sometimes I think that intimidates people or scares people because they're having to be alone inside their head. And I think that's why sometimes artists are scared to draw or they don't want to draw, because they know that whatever they're going to be doing is going to take away from whatever distraction is normally controlling their brains, like a video game or TV or a manga or something. They let that be distracted and it becomes their focus. They're not inside their mind, not in a quiet space. Hell, even listening to music as you're drawing, as you're painting, you're so engrossed inside your mind. And as I came home from work not too long ago, I sat down to draw, I sat down to paint. And I was working on this little kaiju monster girl that y'all can't see. I started it as a little sketch one day before work, and I wasn't able to finish it because I was getting short on time. But then as I came home today, I wanted to finish it. And I was so in love with it that I decided that I'm going to color it. I haven't used these alcohol markers in a long time, and what's funny is when I bought them, one reason why I bought them was because my computer had died and I wasn't able to do the digital art that I normally do. And always something I remember that I think is really funny, when I was playing around with these markers before, and when I was just doing traditional drawings, they didn't look very good, but I was happy, and I took pictures and I posted them on Instagram, and I was very active in the different art communities that I was a part of. I think I did a lot of fan art for one of my fellow artist friends, somebody that I support heavily, named Alice. Her screen name goes Lewd Tentacles. I know how that sounds, and it is exactly how it sounds. Now, what I had originally intended on making my next video about was my history on Twitch and my character and the mistakes that I had made. And what got me thinking was how much I enjoy drawing this and painting and coloring this kaiju girl, and how cute she is, and how it resonates very much with the type of style and a lot of the work from the past few years that you might associate me with on my Instagram, and even Pixel Space Cat here. It's definitely a very, it is a very JRL Pixels look. And then whenever I try to say, think about doing a mecha or any of these other characters, it just doesn't have that charm. It just doesn't it just doesn't have that cuteness, and it's something that I'm never satisfied with. I'll do an overpaint of Gundam or something like that, and even though people say they like it, it's yeah, I'm just never satisfied with it. And then there's one on my Instagram that I had done recently just for fun, and it was this anime girl, Godzilla, playing in the ocean like she's in her bathtub, and I was so happy with that. And it was so cute, and it felt like it was something that, you know, was uniquely mine. And even kind of the cute style in which I did Chi in my previous video. Now, something interesting I find about a lot of my past interests and characters over the years, as weird as this might sound, I feel like so many of them have the influences of others, and I don't know how they end up getting inside my head. I don't know how, even in such a small way, they end up becoming such a huge influence on my work. There was a girl that I was deeply infatuated with in college. She was really into like androids and robot girls, and I won't lie and say it's not something that I wasn't interested in at the time, but you know, it led me down, you know, exploring of different inspirations over the years. But it became an obsession, and it became an obsession that had a emotional attachment to it. There was an emotional reason beyond just genuine, you know, love. It made me have a memory attached to that individual. Because cyberpunk, science fiction, a lot of that would have been stuff that I had no interest in before. And I'm not saying that I don't now. I mean, if I said that, that would be a lie. Because I don't know how many hours I've put into playing things like Cyberpunk 2077. But even that has an emotional attachment to it, because I had a close friend who became kind of a mentor over the years, who was very into cyberpunk. And then later I had to let him go because he was such a toxic influence on my personality, on, you know, on the art journey that I was trying to follow, and for my own well-being, I had to say goodbye. And that may be another story for another time, but I look back and I think, as I'm drawing these things, as I'm doing these things, there's still that emotional attachment to those people that for some reason they had influenced my work. But then as I was drawing this kaiju girl, this ridiculous moth girl, I thought nobody, absolutely nobody, influenced this cartoon other than me. This is JRL Pixels. This is me. There's nobody to it but me. And I do prefer to draw cute things. While I had been pondering doing cyberpunk, that's when I thought, it's like, my channel, my art should be about this. JRL Pixels likes to draw, and what comes out of JRL Pixels. And so maybe going forward, as I, you know, am doing these talks, doing these videos, the best thoughts, the best stuff comes to me as I'm drawing. The best meditative thoughts, the best personal thoughts. And if anything, it feels just nice enough to say these things out in the open, to express my thoughts and feelings, even if they are incoherent ramblings. I think it's time to let the past be in the past. I think it's time